Today I'm going to travel from Ireland to Japan. Can I survive the hottest scorches, the most humid forests, the coldest strokes in Crusader Kings 3? Bron FitzBron lived a peaceful life in Dublin, but then the English came and invaded his town, and then he had to flee to Western Ireland, where he was homeless and broke. Now his heart was full of hate for England, and he hated that bastard founded land, and he wanted to never see Britain again. So he went out with his two friends, Sion the Clueless and Scanlan the Shrewd, and they agreed to find new and exciting lands without English people. First we had to get some money and provisions so we could survive the journey. As our character and friends are really good at diplomacy, we found some diplomacy contracts and we chose to be explorers. After we had gotten our money and provisions, we decided to sail across the sea and we came to Brittany, where they speak a similar language to Irish. Then I tried to find some contracts and I wanted to upgrade my tent and get better stuff like a boost for provisions, because we need them in our journey. Looks like the contracts that gave the most money were actually the traveling contracts, but we swore to never go to England again, and this contract offered us to go to Middlesex. After roaming around Brittany for a considerable time, we decided to go to Paris, where there were more contracts and stuff we could get on. Then we went into the castle of Paris to find something, and I really needed more provisions, and I found also some Justicar contracts. I didn't really know what that was, but looks like some of them were actually diplomacy. Then I found a contract that didn't give me money, but it did give me provisions, but I didn't see that, and we had to perform some play for this kind of city or something. After arguing a bit with the Jews, I understood that Paris isn't for me, and I wanted to go down the river. It didn't look that France was in a really good shape, since it looks like France is a bit red now with the title England on most of its lands, and it is also going on a war here. So I decided that we had to get out of France, because it's too French here. I could also get a contract with the Doge of Venice, but I didn't see the point in that because I was going to go to Japan. So how would he reach me? After moving through plains and forests, we finally got to Lyon, where we wanted to make more business and get more money because our provisions and money were not really good. We found the contracts, which paid us decent money, but it was to Masyaf, and I didn't know where Masyaf were, but I discovered later that Masyaf was actually in the Levant, so I couldn't go there. It was a really long distance to go to the Levant. Without any apparent contracts, we had to go into the castle and find some contracts. But there was one man called Gulem who wanted us to show his friendliness and worldliness to the world, so we had to help him, but we could get some money for this. After doing a lot of different things and getting on a lot of contracts, some French people decided to hate me, so I had to get out of here. I couldn't be here anymore. I also decided that I wanted to learn the Japanese language, but that didn't go so well. So now we're going to Japan. But one terrible thing that happened was that my friend Sion the Clueless killed my Jewish friend. And I don't know why, I will never know. So I just had to release him because he still liked me. Then I decided to build a roaring campfire. I don't know why, but why not? After looking a bit around, I decided that we have to go to Sardinia. Looks really peaceful, so let's go. We needed a quartermaster or a sailor for a journey, so we find a guy called Everard. He's French. And then we went to Sardinia, and it was really warm, like I could feel that. After snooching a bit around in Sardinia, we had to gather provisions because they were really lacking. Then Bron found his love of his life, Gracia, and he would never know that he would get a lot of children with her. After doing a lot of diplomacy quests and stuff like that, we decided that we had to go to Asia because we were not really close to Japan. After visiting multiple islands, we arrived in Laconia, at the place where the Spartan city once stood. And after Laconia, we went to Constantinople, the mother of cities. I thought Constantinople would be a lovely and lively place, but it wasn't really a lot of contracts there and I couldn't actually do anything, so me and my crew decided that we had to go to the Black Sea and reach Georgia. Good and behold, we reached the coast of Georgia. We tried to gather some provisions, but we moved on and tried to reach Tbilisi, the capital of Georgia, where we stayed for some years and made a lot of money. After hustling and bustling in the capital of Georgia, we decided that we had to cross the Caspian Sea, which was a major move to do, because we had to at least reach the frontiers of Tibet. The lands in Central Asia were really dangerous, so I decided that I had to follow the Uzboy River up to this kind of land I heard about. Finally I came to this land I heard about. It was called Gurgan, and the dynasty who ruled it was the Gurganid. And yes, they were really dry, but they were dry lands, not desert, so it was better. As you can see, these lands right here, which was some lands I had to go through to come to China, and they were much faster than to go through India, then Southeast Asia, and then China. But I had to go through that route and not this route because it was a lot of plague here. You know, this route is super difficult, so this wasn't really an accessible option at this moment. I said India. I decided that we had to move on and we had to go through the giant Gurid dynasty owned lands. We met a stranger by the name of Naming, and she became a friend, and we decided to learn her language because why not? One more thing to see is that Bron is now an absolute giga chad hyper polyglot, and he learns multiple languages. And he started with one language, Goidelic, basically Irish, and now he can speak a lot of different languages. Now it was the ultimate test. We had to go through highly arid desert lands, and people got really demotivated by this, and we had to wait many times, and it was really difficult to get us through here. And we also find a knight, Allah Verdi Gurid, who is not actually from the Gurid dynasty, but just some cool knight, I guess. We also find the opportunity to improve the reputation of Naib Faramars, and we can get a lot of money to this, but we need this money to get us through this journey. And finally, Bron does his long-awaited desire: learn the Italian or Sicilian language. I don't know why it took so long time, because the Sardinian language is really similar. After going through the mountain of CB, we finally reach in the Indus Valley, or the Indus Valley rivers, as I know them. But something terrible happens. My friend kills somebody. Again. No, my wife kills somebody. Can you believe that? My wife kills somebody. And then she ends up in prison for 2 years. Then we decide to stack up a lot of provisions and money, because we are going to travel through the whole Indian Ocean. And we need this because, yeah, it's a long journey. and we maybe lose some people if we don't have these provisions. So we stay here for approximately 1.5 years, and then we go. Then we decide to exactly where we are going to go in the Maldives. I mean the Indian Ocean. We thought about the Maldives. We thought about Sri Lanka, but no, it's too far away from our goal. And it's really cheap to go through the ocean. But finally, we decide to go to Pagan. But first we go to Sri Lanka. After sniffing around in Sri Lanka, we decide to go to Pagan, our nearest so far place to China. And we get a little taste of that Asian culture, if you can say that. We finally reach Pagan, our most anticipated destination yet, but there are more to come. And here we chill and we release our wives, because yeah, she has been there really long. And if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit them all. And if you want to see more crusading, well yeah, hit them all. And I want to show you something, because it's not good. You see that 1.9? How is that possible? 1.999. So hit that right now, or I will shoot your pig barn. And bye bye, have a good day.